And so, um, following the second commandment of loving neighbor as self won't hurt anybody. It won't hurt us to respect one another. It won't hurt us, even if we're not Superman or some Marvel figure, to be as much of a man as you can. And the same, you don't have to be Dorothy Dandridge, but be as much of a woman as you can to have purpose. And Sister Eve and all the sisters there, I want to charge all of you to reach and to be higher, vibrate higher. Stay away from people that are negative, male and female. And I'd say the same thing to the men. I want to apologize to sisters because we have I've heard a couple of people tonight that they were blaming Sister Eve. I haven't heard anybody be as harsh because they wouldn't do it to a man because they'd get stepped to. We have a lot of the term I use is brother fucker, fagonist type men who are very catty. They may be violent, like they'll never stand up to killer cops or to these gangs of illegals coming in, but they will beat down or kill a black man or woman, especially someone that's not going to hurt them, because part of when you're not a man, what it makes you is a coward. And there are all kinds of cowards. You can be a moral, ethical coward. You can be basically a physical coward, but a cowardice. We black men have to stop being cowards, stop being afraid, and not only afraid of accountability, afraid of responsibility, afraid of fatherhood, afraid of starting your own business. We need to have some nuts. We need to have bigger balls. And part of having big balls is being able to move on from relationships, whatever. When I was in the university, a white boy break up with his girlfriend, he'd jump off the dormitory. That's how it used to be. Now we have black men shooting and killing a woman if she breaks up. That's insane. You may have the lethality of a man, you may have the brutality of a man, but you're not a man. And ideally, I'm not asking men to be victims to women. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be accountable, but I put the greater weight of accountability on men because we're leaders. There's more to be desired of many of us. A man that put himself up as at least a person that's a thought leader, if nothing else, then more is to be expected. We shouldn't make accountability equivalences between men and women because the protector, the leader, has a higher level of responsibility and accountability. If it seems unfair, so what? That's what being a man is. And so just because you might come from a matriarchal family system, which is a problem, just because you've seen women with power and authority doesn't mean that we don't, as men, have to be more responsible and more accountable because we lead. We are leaders. We have to set a standard, not say, well, she took her shit off, so I took mine off too. We've got to be better than that. Trust me, if we ever get emotional and dick control, we're an unstoppable force, black men. I love you, sisters, all you Wazies out there, Sister Sean, Sister Jade, Sister Juicy, Sister Eve. And I want to say to you, stand up. They crashed my channel. I don't give a damn. I'm going to keep saying the truth. God bless you, Judge Joe Brown, Brother Dewan, all the people that shared. The good thing is that we're talking to each other and we can work through anything if we sit down and we reason together. This need not be the end, but it's a new beginning where we're honest. And what comes from this is a greater sense of respect for each other, uh, dedication to each other, greater accountability and responsibility. And we must vet everybody. And we should be honest. We should know who we're dealing with. And we need to also say something else. Sister Eve, And no other woman out there should be fully unprotected because Judge Joe Brown knows that there's a type of man that is a serial killer, serial batterer. These types of men are unique. There's so many of them per 100,000 of just super evil, destructive men that prey on women. For too long, we've given these people a pass. So that's a hard dude. No, you're a predator. You're a monster. We should hate predators, pedophiles, anybody that's a prey person that hurts in our community. None of them ever again should ever be able to have any kind of position of respect. I don't care how great they are as a musician or anything else, athlete. The culture of preying on, abusing, ripping off, pimping, trashing our women, that is our first step in liberation, is that every black woman, girl, and child within reason is safe. If we don't have that, we don't have a goddamn thing. I land my plane.
That's real talk. Did you have any closing thoughts, Judge? Well, let me say this. Am I on or am I on mute? Can you hear me? You're on. Okay. Sometimes when you put yourself in the public light, you get attention, and you have a standard that you have to uphold. Sometimes you slip. Sometimes you slip badly. Sometimes the slip results in a sprained ankle. Sometimes they watch you as you're falling hundreds of feet down a cliffside to your death. Now, this was not good, and the topic and the context was manhood and their ways men behave. And this was way off code. So we are used to these type of faux heroes where they haven't risked anything, they've just made lots of money. And they've played parts, or they've had some athletic or entertainment achievement that they have accomplished, but they haven't done anything for the ordinary person except to distract them from paying closer attention to important business. That's one thing. When you're holding yourself out to set the foundation for black thought in dealing with a world that is deemed hostile to black people, you have to deal with the aspect of the whole situation that deals with character. And when you're dealing with character, one of the most important things is, what do you perceive to be the role of men? And the role of men is to protect womanhood and promote manhood. If all you do is promote manhood without protecting womanhood, you also neglect to promote and protect childhood, and you're not doing your job. And because you have yourself in the public eye, and a lot of people are looking at you, not because you can dunk a basketball or you can shake your naked ass someplace playing Harvard. They're looking at you for leadership and guidance. So when you stray from that, you need to be chastised for it. Maybe you can redeem yourself, maybe not. I don't know. Or maybe he can do it. But this was way, way off code. Now, my motto personally is protecting womanhood and childhood and promoting manhood. And that's about our business. So I think other people need to be held to that same goal. I pass the mic. Been interesting with the conversation this evening.
I appreciate that, Judge, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna let Evie get the final word. I'm with that. I speak as a husband. I got a wife and I live my life. I have a very, very good relationship with women. Um, and I speak as someone who's been working with children since I was 14, since I was a child. I believe I don't believe in man versus woman, woman versus man. I believe in man, woman, child. All three of us together. That's how we get through this. And I know that men have had our issues with women. Women have had their issues with men. At some point, we got to cry our river, get over it, and get about pushing. There is no, I do, like Dr. Short said, believe, I embrace the role of leadership. I love having a wife that can live her life the way she wants while bringing all the income. I love that shit. I love having someone that trusts me with her life and who respects me and understands me. I live this when it comes to living with women, when it comes to how I treat women, when it comes to how I interact with women. This isn't a game. This isn't a theory. I have proof. With how I get down, people like Dr. Randy Short met my wife in person. He met my wife in person when we were in Dallas at the expo out there. So I'm a real person. So I'm not one to tell other people how to live their life. I just talk about how I get down, and I have pretty fun with mine. And so I'm all about respect, and I'm all about honor and love. And people gonna have their issues. People gonna have their spats. I get all that. But I'm going back to. Let me go back to when I was single because I'm a millennial. I started getting. I first got my nudes, from Yahoo Chat when we used to have to use a goddamn scanner. That's how long I've been around this motherfucker. I'm thinking to myself, if I was a single person that was in that life, the last thing I want to do is go around posting pictures of what I got because why? I want to get more. And I'm thinking as if you would one of them dudes out there who that's your life, you into that, you don't make it high for other men, dude. You don't you don't blast it like that because now chicks is gonna be quiet for the next man. So for you niggas out there who are so dick riding on cult of personalities and stuff, just think about it in general. Like if you in that lifestyle to where you dealing with women on that level, you want to keep everything cool so you can keep everything going for those of you out there doing that. I'm not gonna sit around and be like what somebody shouldn't do, shouldn't do. You can't tell the next person what they should and shouldn't do. That's just how people live their life. And if you in that life, if you're the kind of person that's gonna receive stuff like that, because if you have more, if you have multiple, that means what? You didn't say stop. If it was that bad, you would have blocked. So there was no stop. There was no block. And it's again, Eve is taking accountability for her side of what's been going on. And the fact that Eve is still with her dude who I also met out there in Dallas, very respectable man, walks and talks like a man, chin up high, shoulders back. I met that brother and I was impressed by him back in Dallas. So, and then again, when they came to my show, they were together. And so, the way I look at it as a man, if the man that you're with decides no matter what y'all went through, if he says it's all good and we gonna move forward, good, bad, or indifferent, I have nothing to say. But that's what it comes down. That's what manhood's about. Manhood is respecting every man's kingdom. Every man's gonna run his kingdom the way he wants it run. And when you got your own kingdom, when you got your own wife to take care of, like I do, you understand that ain't nobody else outside this household understand what's going on in here, nor should they. We got to run this life the way we deem is best. And when you can prove and show and prove that you can hold a woman down for that goddamn long and still make it together like that and do that, you understand that the next man, as a man, I have to respect him for how he runs it. I can have my opinions. I can think this. I can think that. That's cool. But we all got assholes and opinions, and all of them ain't worth shit. So at the end of the day, if he decided and even her dude decided to get back together and move forward from this, all I can do is respect that as a man. And I'm not, again, I'm not trying to cause any rifts. I don't want any rifts. I'm cool with everybody. Like, if y'all want to listen to who y'all want to listen to, I ain't gonna be like, you listen to that person to come to my YouTube. No, listen to whoever the hell you want to listen to. And if I'm too much, then I'm too much. I'm going to continue to interview Dr. Randy Short. I would love to interview Joe again, not Joe, Judge Brown, because Judge, my first interview I had ever done on my YouTube channel was with Judge, and I got like that was like the only video I got that got like over 100,000 views. That was back in 2020. Judge interviewed with me 4 months after I started my YouTube channel, seriously, and I'll never forget that. And so I appreciate you, Judge. I appreciate Dr. Short. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the information that's out there. But at the end of the day, everyone has to make their own decisions. And before there's a black first code, we got to talk about just decency as people, a human first code, humans being decent. And when someone does something, like if someone tells you something in confidence, spread that information. If someone passes you a private note, a private picture, that's not my business. And that's what I'm gonna leave it at. But thank you. I appreciate you, Judge. I appreciate you, Eve, and thank y'all.
Hey, thanks for having us on here.
Tonight has been a night. To the room, y'all have been gracious. I know that it could have gone a whole other way. So I appreciate the care that's been given to the situation. Now, I have some final thoughts, but I do need to address some things that I've seen. There's a bitch in the comments, Missing No, who said that this is giving color purple. And I find that ironic, right? Because we started this whole conversation, really, we were going to be talking about the color purple. And then we did. And then I'm trying to figure out how a bunch of men sticking up for a black woman, a bunch of black men sticking up for a black woman is giving color purple, because nowhere in that, not the book, not the first one, and not this musical, is that the narrative. So fuck you. And then to PC, who is actively looking for my nudes, you're a whole weirdo. They're out there, and if you want to find them, I guess you can. But to the whole point that Chris Akir is making in the comment section, saying that this is a whole space about nudes getting sent to someone other than her spouse. Yes, because at the end of the day, when someone is receiving private pictures, it is illegal to post that shit publicly. And if we're talking about common sense or decency, you would think that if there's a disagreement between two people, it wouldn't go there. I never took it there, and I'm floored that we even came to here. But now that we're here, I hope that a lot of y'all have some clarity about at least what I've been talking about. And if you don't, the playback will be available for you to listen to. There's a bunch of things in the jumbo that I think that you should pay attention to, because the cult of personality is real because of statements like Dwan makes every time he speaks. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. And then people start to gloss over some of those red flags because, people aren't perfect. So, some of this shit makes sense. And then, toss aside what doesn't make sense. I'm not telling y'all not to listen to the man, because he does dissect the news in a way that nobody else has done, at least not yet. But I don't know if that's something that I need, so I'm not over there no more. And I would appreciate y'all getting back the fuck to work, because at the end of the day, like I've been saying all night, I want us to get what's owed to us. So when people are out here actively disparaging my name, that means that you don't want me to speak for us. And I don't understand why, when I haven't done anything wrong for us. And I think about the optics of me talking to state legislators, and my ass is on the internet, and not because I posted it. Like, if you want to post your ass on the internet, go, girl, do you. If that's what you want to do, that's not what I wanted to do, and I didn't do that. So I think that some of this shit that I've had to say out loud is because some of y'all weirdos never got any ever, and now you're riding behind a dude who's supposed to get you access to more. But I was at that Valentine's Day program. Okay. I feel like I can excel. I think the Black family is a move. And Judge, I'm so happy we met, right? Like, I think this is going to be a wonderful relationship of learning and growth and stuff.
May I invite you to come on the X Space I'll be co-hosting tomorrow?
As long as it's after work, I can be there.
Yeah, it'll be after work. It'll be Dana, the real Dana. She will be hosting, primary host. I'll be a co-host. It's usually after rush hour traffic. She's on Eastern Standard Time like you, so it'll probably be somewhere around 7 o'clock, 6 or 7. Same time as this.
That sounds like a move. I appreciate that. Let's do it. Dr. Short,
Right.
You're great, always. You've always been a person that is who he says he is. Like, look, y'all might not like Dr. Short because he is who he says he is, and I don't know how else we're supposed to be, period, point blank. So, do what you're going to do. Dewan, I will continue to support what you're doing through your information in the jumbo, because I believe that we should get paid for the work that we're doing. My gosh, this shit is circular. A lot of the stuff that I hadn't really talked about is because it's my own shit. Like, y'all, but when we're talking to people, when we are listening to people who tell us to fight for what's ours, and then you go fight for what's yours, and then it doesn't go the way that you're supposed to go, it's like, was that the move? I don't know. That's where I was, but now I feel a lot better.
On top of that, look, people have those suggestions. Look, things change in business. Things can start one way, because there's a lot of people out here in Black empowerment, just like the church, who have a good heart. It can start off one way, and then you look up, after a while, things change and multiply. If someone comes back and asks to reassess the situation, that's fine. That shouldn't result in this. I don't say the whole night I've been talking about the details, because I don't, even though I'm hearing more, I don't talk about what I've not personally experienced. I'm keeping it on just a general level. Business goes sour, agreements change, things change. Leave the bedroom politics out of it, and just say the bedroom politics change. That's not my business. What went on between two different people. And I want to say this to people: I am who I am. And if you have an issue with what I'm saying, I will be at the Improv in Hollywood on Melrose tonight. I'll be out there hanging out. I'll probably be out there till about midnight, smoking weed, talking shit. If you wanna, I'll be there. Next Monday, I'll be at Flappers Comedy Club on stage. You can see me in person. I'm here, but I'm love. I ain't violent. I'm all about the love. But if you want to understand, that there are people out here on this internet that are real people. We here. He's a real person, Dr. Short. When I went to DC, I had dinner with Dr. Short, and I got to see he is who he is. And when I went to go see, as a matter of fact, when I went to go see the premiere of Race Wars, that's when I first met Judge Joe Brown. He probably doesn't remember me, but I met him there because he spoke at that premiere at the Fine Arts Theater on Wilshire and La Cienega here.
Yeah, I remember that. I was real sick then, and that's something Jason Black did, but you notice he didn't show up.
I was there, and you were there, and so, again, you listen to for all you males out there who are drama queens and want to perpetuate half-truths, like the brother or dude that came in here earlier that didn't even listen to what was being said, more power to you. I ain't gonna fight with you dudes. For everyone else, do what you do with the information. But it's just, again, we did not Eve. This was not the plan. Dr. Short, Judge, and I and Eve were going to talk about The Color Purple and manhood. But this had to be talked about because, hell, the word has gotten out. So we had to talk about it. But moving forward, I'm not gonna talk about it again. I'm definitely I don't give a shit about this topic. Like as far as that, if y'all follow somebody else, I want to respect Eve's privacy. Eve has her. I can't imagine being a parent with the idea of that because I care about family so much being out. So I'm not gonna ask Eve certain questions. I'm gonna respect it because at the end of the day, my opinion on how she lives her life and her dude how they live their life, my opinion don't matter. I got my own family to take care of. And you should that should be advice to every man out there. Take care of your family. And if you don't have a family to take care of, work on yourself and get rid of those issues within you that are stopping you from getting that family that if you want. Or stay single and have fun and live a good life. But whatever way you decide to go, even if you get married and have a divorce, I have no issues with people who have divorces. If things don't go bad, whatever way it turns out, leave whatever happened between you two, and leave me out of your shit. Go ahead, Eve. That's it for me, Eve.
Again, thank you for your support always, and I hope that it's an example that we can use. I mean, there's gonna be bitch-made niggas who are mad because they didn't have that, and I'm always gonna be sad about that. Like, we are so broken, right? And then people can use us against us, and then I know that people are always going to listen to people who do things that I don't agree with. But that doesn't stop me, except for the fact that when you try to come for the things that I'm working on, which I'm working for us, that's a problem and it needs to be addressed. Y'all were just talking about our children, and I'm mortified that things that were private are now public, because when we talk about why certain people aren't doing things that we think that they should be doing, it's because the parents were doing some other stuff and they start associating things the wrong way because they're children, and now we've got a disconnect in what we're supposed to be doing. I say that that's dumb. So I'm not hiding from my role in that. What I am saying is that our private life should have always stayed private. I never came to the internet and publicized anything. What happened was, just for clarity, for the bitch niggas in the room, my dude made a statement. He asked, "Is this you?" And I don't understand what the big problem is. And now that we've confirmed that this is you, what are you going to do about it? Because really, if you are who you say you are, you're going to continue to do black empowerment shit. You're going to continue to bail people out when they're, incarcerated for speaking up, and you'll put people on the platform when they need a voice, and you'll do things behind the scenes because that's the person that you said that you were. All this other shit is it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the authority on things. I'm just Eve, and as of recently, my man done reclaim me, so I'm his Eve. And I think that if we can continue to get back to the work, then I'm cool with, getting back with the work. Like, I would really like for the conclusion of the day to be that the work didn't stop. And with regards to anything more than I might say on this, things that happened weren't legal. Like, I don't know why you would have done that. It just seems like, if all right, if you were gonna rob a bank, right, would you go in there with like nothing covering your identity? Or I guess would you at least try to, I don't know. I just feel like some of this shit, I don't really feel like I have much more to say other than I hope that people are who they say they are and we don't stop the work.
Okay, I think it's done. So I can wish you all a happy King Day. I absolutely apologize for all of this foolishness. I had wanted to do something on the color purple. That's what I had planned to. I don't. I'm not in people's lives. I try to stay out of it. I ignore people's stuff. Really, I have no interest in what people do privately. Um, Pray for peace and understanding. And good night. Uh, like this, subscribe, donate, be there Sabbath, and I have a bunch of books to jump into. Just coping. Sister Sean, I'm on my channel, but I can chat with you. Good night, everybody. God bless you.
Yeah, I got it. I figured it out. So I saw you